Welcome back to another edition of Fly Tying with Jim Misiura. I'm going to stick with the bucktails right now, and this one I'm going to take out of the book, and this is a little rainbow trout. The hook that I have in the vise is a mustad streamer hook, and this is 4 or 5 extra long. It's actually an offset hook so that it helps with the hooking the fish. I'm going to use Hemingway's twisted thread. This is 8/0 black, and I'm going to actually start the thread in the back instead of just giving it wide loops. And I'm going to build that base going forward slightly. You need a little bit of a base for when you put the tail on. It's going to be deer hair, and the deer hair is going to be bright green bucktail. And we're going to take just maybe 10 hairs, and I am going to put this in my hair stacker, but we're going to put them in there and get them lined up. That vibration of that loose tube actually helps to get them down. And then I lift it up, and then we'll take them out, always in the direction we're going to put them on the hook. You can see these hairs are almost 3 times the length of the hook. And we're going to make that tail, we're going to let it stick out maybe half the length of the hook. But we're going to let it stick out maybe 1/3 of the length of the hook. We're going to tie that right on top. And then we're going to bring that forward. I'm going to keep this hair, I'm going to try to keep the hair on top. I'm actually going to, there we go. I'm just going to hold it and run my fingers down as I'm going. Kind of giving it loose loops here is the easiest way. And the reason we're doing this is to keep that level body. And we're going to stop 1.5 lengths to 2 eye lengths from the eye of the hook. And then we're going to bring our thread back to the tail and just go ahead and make more open wraps. And we got a nice base on there now. Now I'm going to take, if I didn't lose it, silver tinsel, and I have that metallic metal silver tinsel that's probably 50 years old. And we're going to tie that in. And we'll secure that. Now the pattern calls for a light pink fur. I don't have any pink fur. What I'm going to use is I'm going to use 2 strands of pink ostrich herl. I'm going to tie these in by the tip at the rear, and we're going to bring that forward. This is going to give it a bit of a fuller body, more robust body here. And we're going to wrap them both at the same time, obviously. But this ostrich herl is also the fibers that aren't going to be matted down with the rib are going to like breathe. I love ostrich herl. It's especially on my warm water flies. They make fantastic streamers. Okay, something went wrong there. There we go. That's all right. And we're going to tie that off. And we'll trim away that excess. Take the poke and snip cuticle trimmer and get rid of them. And we're going to take our rib. I'm going to counter wrap this. And of course we're going to palmer it forward. Get that nice look of that ostrich herl just peeking through there. You know, especially on the bottom. And of course you want to keep this pretty tight as you're wrapping. And I'm going to come right up to the front. And I grab the thread on that one. And I'm going to keep holding this because I counter wrapped it, and you can unwrap it with the thread if you don't be careful. There we go. Go and remove that. There we got a nice shaggy little body right there. And now for the wing, we want equal amounts of white, pink, and bright green, topped with badger hair or gray squirrel tail. Okay, once again, white, pink, and bright green. In that order. I do have pink, I do have bright green, and of course I do have white. There's a nice bright white one, or pink one there. We're going to put a little bit of the white in there first. Then we're going to take that just beyond the tail. Let me get that again. There we go. And I'm holding that pretty tight. That first couple of wraps, I'm not going to tighten down. When I get towards the tip, then I'm going to really tighten it. You can see it flaring, and that will keep it from flaring in the back. There we go. We are going to put a cheek on this, so that's going to hide what may be an extended head, which we don't want an extended head. And I missed a couple of them there. And again, I can just take everything in my hands and hit it with the flame. There we go. And now we want pink and then bright green. That's how drab they are. We're going to go ahead and put that right on top of that white. And then again, I'm not going to squeeze it until I get towards the front. And then we could go ahead and remove that excess. Get that nice and close. I think I cut a couple of the long ones. There we go. Try to minimize your wraps. The head is going to be thick enough the way it is. And then we're going to take some of the green. Get that bright green. And there's our hair sticking right out, ready to go. I think I had, yeah, I knew I had a couple of short ones there. We're going to put that right on top. Same length. Tighten it when we get down towards the bottom. And then we'll go ahead and trim that. Now you see that green is sticking up there a little bit. I want to clean this up a little. And I'm going to come back on that. You saw how far I came back on that. You can see that space there. Now it's nice all together. Don't go hard. And now for the last material, we're going to use, where did I put them? It says badger or gray squirrel, and I don't have badger, so I'm going to use the gray squirrel. And with the gray squirrel, you have to be, it's tough using gray squirrel sometimes because the squirrel is so slippery. And that's going to be nice right on top. Don't need a lot. Just going to put them right on top. I'm just going to catch them a little bit there so that they hold. And I'm going to put a good drop of head cement right in that front section there. I'm barely going to clean my brush off and let that soak in, because that's going to help to keep that squirrel from getting out. You can actually use a little drop of super glue if you wanted, but be very careful. Now we're going to clean up that head. I'm going to give it a couple of seconds, a minute or so to get that, let that head cement dry out. I got a couple hairs there. I was half expecting that head cement to boom, to catch fire, but luckily it didn't. There we go. I'm going to wrap that one just a couple of more back. There we go. Looking pretty good so far. And now for the cheek, we're going to use Junglecock. You can use replacement substitute. They have basically stickers that look like a Junglecock, or you can use Starling. Starling has nice eye type feathers on them. And Starling in Pennsylvania, you could shoot, I think you could shoot as many as you could shoot. Don't quote me on the game laws, but I haven't hunted in a long time. So we got the Junglecock, and you can see this, it's separated there, so I'm going to go ahead and peel them off. And I have the Junglecock peeled. I'm going to place that right on the side. I'm just going to turn this so I can see it. Try to keep the outside outside. And I'm going to take the other one and put it on my side. This one I broke the stem, but it's still going to be nice. And then I'm going to clean the head up as I'm wrapping this in. I can go ahead and break that off. And I could clean the head up. You can see there's a little bit of a hump there. Okay. Now we'll take our whip finish. 3, 4, 5, 6. I never go more than 6 on the whip finish. You could go 3 and then double them if you want. Seems like the more you do the whip finish, the easier it is for them to come apart. I got a wild green one there. There we go. We'll put some head cement back on there. There we go, all the way around. A little piece of fuzz there. And here we have a little rainbow trout bucktail. Hope that you learned something from this video. Hope that you would subscribe to my channel. Please refer me to your friends. Please visit my sponsors. Let them know that I sent you. Leave comments, questions, suggestions. If you'd like to purchase any flies that I make, go to etsy.com/shop/theflymanjim. And if you don't see it there, just send me a message and tell me what you're looking for, and I'll get right back to you. And most of all, thank you very much for watching my videos.